Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Kaleen O'Connor. I am joining you from the Gulf Coast of Florida, USA, and I'm really glad you're with us. For some of you, it's nighttime. For some of you, it's daytime. Whatever time it is, our commitment to you is that this is a really valuable webinar for you. We are diving into the world of cellular health, and whoever invited you today, make sure to thank them and obviously get back to them after the webinar. But this is a true gift to give you the opportunity to learn about what truly is a massive health breakthrough that is changing lives all over the world. And so as we dive into the world of cellular health and a whole new conversation about how the body actually is healing and repairing itself, I want to invite you to consider what brought you to this webinar today. And there's various reasons that we find people are curious about this breakthrough. One might be that you yourself have a cellular health challenge, that you want to improve, or you might have a loved one who is struggling with some sort of health challenge, or you might be very active in your lifestyle as an athlete or someone that's very physical in your work, and you want to improve your endurance and recovery. So the whole world of human performance, this is a phenomenal resource for. And we're all aging no matter what. And so some people love this from the idea of being able to look younger or feel younger so they can live longer and feel stronger. So there's that benefit. And from my viewpoint too, it's great to be on the preventative side. I love the idea that there are doctor's appointments I'll never need to attend, never need to know about because they won't occur because I'm preventing things before they might even happen. And the final reason why people look at this, which we will touch on a bit tonight as well in our webinar, is that because this is a category creator breakthrough for humanity, it does require some education. And so the company that has made this possible, that many of us tonight on the webinar are a part of, has also created a very unique income opportunity. So if you love helping others, we will definitely show you a way that you can help others with this breakthrough. So you might have one of those reasons or multiple reasons. Feel free to take notes. If you have questions, you can put them in the chat box. We do welcome interaction. Obviously, we can't see you and hear from you directly while we're in webinar mode. But if you do have questions, we can answer them through the chat box and possibly even near the end. We have a few speakers. I'll be your host throughout the webinar. And we also have a special treat at the top of the hour that we'll tell you about. So I'm going to introduce our first speaker. His name is Mr. Stevie Aquilina. He is joining us from Australia, from down under, from my frame of reference, right? And he is really one of our top field educators on this cellular health breakthrough, and also is just a phenomenal person to know as a family man, as an entrepreneur, as a business partner. You couldn't hear from someone better, truly. So Stevie, we're ready for you.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
Hey, g'day. How you doing? Thanks very much for the far too kind introduction. And you're joining us from the Gold Coast, Florida, USA. I'm joining you from the Gold Coast, Australia, which is pretty cool. So thanks very much, Kaleen. I really appreciate you and such a tremendous lady and leader that you are, not just for your team, but for around the world, and how sincere you are about this mission that we're on, which for those who are uninitiated at this time anyway, our mission is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. And Kaleen's heart beats very sincerely and in time with that mission. So you're in very good hands with Kaleen. I just really appreciate you always looking after me. Thanks very much. Everybody, I'm really glad that you're here. Welcome, especially if it's your first time or relatively the first time. And if we've suckered you into coming back, thanks for your support. I hope you're doing really well out there. Let me share my screen and we'll jump straight into this presentation. So as Kaleen said in that very lovely introduction, my name is Stevie Aquilina, and in case you couldn't tell by the introduction or my Crocodile Dundee accent, my family and I live in Australia. We're originally from Sydney, but now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was honestly a big dream that came true for us that I wanted for a long time. I'm very grateful for and blessed with the life and the family and the income and the time and the freedom that we have now. That's allowing us to enjoy a really good lifestyle together. That's also taken us to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of our reach, because to tell you the truth, the good vibes and good times weren't always the case. It was a very difficult, weird and awkward child to try to parent and school and raise. I never made the grades in school. There was some, if you looked at if you knew about my history, there were some things that weren't very pleasant, but probably the most unpleasant thing for me personally, to tell you the truth, was being told that I was stupid and useless on a daily basis to my face by people who were kind of prominent, that I looked up to. And I figured out when you're told something often enough, especially while you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so I later became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And with that kind of thinking, to be honest with you, I walked myself way off track on life's journey right throughout my teens and 20s. I was being with the wrong people, learning from the wrong people, doing what it took to survive, but not always doing that in appropriate ways. And so I was really off center. I was off mark, to be honest with you. For over a decade, I became a very dumb but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney. Kidding about the good looking part, not about the dumb part though. Physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. You wouldn't have known it back then when I was younger, but I had health troubles. Autoimmune diseases, inflammatory diseases, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries too from very hardcore martial arts. But like I said, also I wasn't really behaving in the ways that were quite appropriate. Now, here's a big turning point. This is where things started to turn. It was a big inflection point. This is a moment where I started to go, oh, I really had to pick myself up. I met this girl of my dreams. Right then and there, when I saw her for the first time, I was motivated more than ever before to become more. I thought, well, she's such a good woman, I'd better become a better man. But the turning point for me, major with her, was that she believed in me long before I could believe in myself, told me that I was more long before I could honestly tell that to myself. And I figured out, once again, when you're told something often enough, you're right, you kind of start to believe it. And so later on, fast forward, we started growing a family, husband, wife, now with 4 beautiful, beautiful boys. But when I did try to stand up and fly right for this woman and this new budding family back then, I didn't give myself the best head start in life. And so financially, I got myself stuck and go nowhere jobs. I had more than 20 different jobs in far less that time. No prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. Now, I've been so behind that I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. Not able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol. I've not been able to make the rent. I've been evicted. I mean, embarrassingly broke. And again, I was trying to do this while I was trying to become a man, a husband, and a father. Now, I had big dreams. I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, actually, but had little self-esteem. So I'd done little with my life and had little to give. Felt like I was always playing tug of war to make ends meet. And rather than swimming through life and, life going swimmingly, I was really just treading water. Now, I always believed in possibilities, but I doubted my potential. And so I was trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I wanted to be. Now, here came another huge turning point in my life. I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough, life-changing financial opportunity, life-changing training. And the company leaders are extremely successful people. They believed in me too, but more importantly, taught me how to believe and become more. And so today, instead of having these health problems and problems with, my wealth, my money, I've solved them because of this life-changing breakthrough and life-changing financial opportunity. And that opportunity has taken me out of insecurity and indignity and put me into security and dignity, because this is a very big life-changing financial opportunity. And so now, instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and letting a lot of people that I really love dearly down, I now have more, with the ability to believe and become more, and most importantly, give more. Because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. I want to show that to you now. I want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing less than bettering people's lives, and at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So what I'm going to share with you first is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this. They say it is a great breakthrough, which is greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. This is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities, world-leading laboratory medical studies, not made-up studies. It's a very advanced breakthrough, which is considered to be 15 years ahead of its time. and any health goals, challenges, or problems you can think of, remarkable results, which we'll share some of those, just the tip of the iceberg with you today. And get this, drug companies wanted this all shut down once upon a time, but we'll tell you more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's be clear about what this is not, because this is absolutely nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. What we'll be talking about here goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you might already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier in science that is truly groundbreaking, and it is truly category creating, first of its kind, totally unique, and a real deal breakthrough. So the ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. What are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells, so they're native to your body. They're in you. Your body makes them. Your body actually runs off them. Now, redox signaling molecules are your cellular messengers that allow and affect your cell-to-cell communication, and therefore your cell-to-cell function and operation. And I mean everything within that, all the way down to your genetic expressions to occur in a very positive way. So redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers our cells to heal themselves. And this happens by redox signaling molecules telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and replace damaged cells. Now, redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Bottom line is redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning and healing at optimal levels. Now, why is this also important? Because we're all made of cells. Every single part of us. We live and die at the cellular level. And so healthy cells, healthy body, healthy life. So redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. Our body runs off them. They are essential for the activation and function of all of our normal physiology. Our body critically depends on redox signaling, because if all of our cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without redox signaling molecules, life ends. So if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, what's the importance of this ASEA technology? Why do we need to put more of these molecules into our bodies? Well, when we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. Ever notice how they can run around all day and not wake up sore the next one? They do it all over again. Ever notice how kids can bounce back so quickly from an injury and or illness, right? But as we age, that all slows down, doesn't it? Along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, our cells break down. And that means their ability to make as many redox signaling molecules also breaks down. And without as many redox signaling molecules, giving clear cell signals and instructions on how to function properly, our whole cellular protection and healing processes become slow, and our cells break down more and more. And it's a vicious cycle that leads to a breakdown in our health, wellness, youth, and ultimate vitality. So ASEA takes science seriously and is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories. And ASEA allows these outside, reputable, independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, to demonstrate the safety, the efficacy, and to prove that ASEA redox technologies are safe and effective in everybody. Now, ASEA is within a very real and significant space of science because redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Redox biochemistry, that is. Now, since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the very first discovery of a signaling molecule, since then there have been multiple signaling molecules discovered, all of which reside within our ASEA Redox product. And there's also been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for this research in this field of redox biochemistry. Now, if you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling in the search bar there in the National Library of Medicine, you would see well over 33,000 results. And there are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling. And this slide will already be out of date with around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. So according to medical researchers, as well as reported in mainstream media like the Huffington Post, who specifically wrote about ASEA in this article that I'm sharing with you, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up Redox research centers. Medical students are learning about Redox now as part of their medical practice. There are now global medical conferences being held about Redox, and medical doctors are specializing in Redox now, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And as for ASEA, we're already light years ahead of this because we are the only redox signaling technology on the planet. ASEA Redox users right now enjoy cell signaling benefits, which translates to health at its most foundational level. Here's just one example. ASEA Redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways. In other words, get all the way down and affect your genes that improve immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, that help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, that improves gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates your hormone balances to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens and dozens of additional genetic pathways. Now, moreover, ASEA Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Now, the head professor of that university study has said that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is ASEA's ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now, that is very, very significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And on top, from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe. We're talking 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Your body runs off them. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them as it used to be able to when it was younger and healthier. So again, like Kaleen said, if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, and if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, whether that be athletically or just in everyday life, any health goal you can think of, Redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. Now, if you don't want to, you don't need to take my word for it, because I'm going to share with you some medical doctors right now so you can listen in on what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. So what can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. You can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries. But now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies. And this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
Literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So there's many results that we can show you. But now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, which can be hard to see, right? Let's show you what's possible from the outside in. Just some of those. There's way too many to share here in this short bit of time that we have together. It's made possible, though, by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. And they are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. These Redox technologies are further supported and enhanced by their complementary, all natural ingredients products, which are our gentle refining cleanser and our ultra replenishing moisturizer. But a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let's just show you what our Redox technologies are worth here at ASEA with these amazing pictures of health, anti-aging, and even age-reversing results. But lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, marks, inflammations, irritations, other signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. For young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life, and even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference you're seeing in the first far two pictures on the left. Well, the difference couldn't be seen by Rosie because Rosie didn't take those pictures. And Rosie actually believed the products weren't even working at all. Now, Rosie went to see her doctor because that's who told her about ASEA. And by the way, who took these pictures too. When Rosie told that doctor the products don't work, the doctor showed these pictures to Rosie, and I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everybody says, I want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough. But Rosie missed the moment-by-moment changes by not taking pictures. And you may miss them too. Please take pictures. That's how you see how it goes. For anything you can't take a picture of, keep a written record instead. There's actually a scorecard that you can download or even be sent to you with your ASEA products. Just speak to the person who introduced you here and they'll be able to help you with that. Some people notice results in a reasonable amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie. Others can have it happen within 7 days. Most people can actually have an experience in around about 7 minutes, give or take. Look at this lady over 7 months. Some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience. And that's generally when there's more going on with their health. But what we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. In you, in me, and animals and plants, redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. And so studies show that not only ASEA redox products have nothing but redox signaling molecules in it, but those studies also show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Speaking of noticing the change, this doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and put Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other over 28 days. Can you spot the difference? quite a good experiment that he did for all of us, walking around like a weirdo like that for us all to be able to see the difference. Now, Renew 28 is not just for the face. As you can see here, arms, hands, bellies, and buttocks, thighs, all over. Now, these pictures here are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. The study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. So scientists set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to these stories. What they found after just 12 weeks, there was up to, or even more, a 20% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So yes, Renew 28 helps reduce cellulite. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and the like. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin. It goes far deeper than that. And it soothes discomfort around the body. Now, you can know about this in about 10 minutes if you have some discomfort, something that's hurting you, something that's sore around your body. You can rate that soreness on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum soreness, right? Apply Renew 28 on that sore spot 3 times inside of 5 minutes time. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. Anacea does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Kaleen, before I carry on any further, I think this would be a really good point to share another just tremendous, really tremendous Redox experience with my tremendous mate that you've got waiting in the wings there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Stevie, for just giving us some reality on how this breakthrough works in the body and the products that we've created from it. So I'm going to introduce our next speaker. Well, I'm also going to let you know, if you're here to learn about the product, this is the part of our webinar where we focused, very specifically on our cellular health products. And you're also about to hear a fantastic testimony from Dan Doyle, who originally is also from Australia, via Hawaii, now currently in Mexico. He truly is a world traveler. And he's about to share, how this personally has helped him and helped him help others, including, ironically, myself and my family a few years ago. He took the time to actually come to the US, meet some strangers, and share how this product was helping him, and it inspired me to try it. So Danny, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thanks, Kaleen. Thanks, Stevie. Thank you, everybody, for being on the call. Tonight, the great thing about what we do is we just share information with people. We're not here to sell you guys anything. For you guys who are new on this call, whatever you want to do with this information is totally up to you. As far as I'm concerned, whoever actually invited you onto the call has handed you an incredible gift, probably one of the most precious gifts you'll ever receive in your entire life. But we, as I said, we're not here to sell, we're here to tell. We're here to tell our stories. I've got a pretty incredible story, a high impact story, and a story which I tell every day, all day, which is my pleasure to do so, because it helps inspire people and give them hope too with what this can do for an individual in regards to whatever health goals they have. As you heard from Stevie, I think you're starting to get the idea of the enormity of this breakthrough and what it can do from an incredible foundational level within our body and for our health. Before I go into my story, just to reiterate what Stevie said in regards to the company disclaimer that these products are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But as I always say, we have something pretty unbelievable that can empower and signal the body to heal itself. So my story goes back to a long journey now. We haven't been living in Australia for over 2 years now, but goes back to Sydney, Australia. Growing up there, I'm the kid that played many sports to distract myself from school. And those sports included rugby, judo, gymnastics, aerobics, surfing, and this thing called bodybuilding. This is a picture of me when I was 24 years old, coming up to the peak of my bodybuilding career. And yeah, it was an incredible time of my life because I owned my own gym. I was in the health and fitness industry. It was the start of me being a young entrepreneur as well. And something that I didn't know that was going to happen, that I was going to become very good at, was building and selling traditional businesses, and not just in the health and fitness industry, but in many different industries like the security industry, construction industry, hospitality industry, and ended up building and selling 20 traditional businesses over 20 years, employed about 3,500 people over that time. And if I fast forward from the age 24 to 44, and I'm not going to show you half naked photos of me all day or on this presentation, guys, but just want to show you how I still used to keep fit and healthy. Not a bodybuilder anymore, but I used to go to the gym every morning and do a lot more cardiovascular work. These days, I'm in very similar shape at nearly 54 and still keep fit and healthy. But thank goodness I was in this shape, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have felt something that wasn't quite right with my body. And 6 months later, in 2011, doctors gave me some really bad news. And this is a photo of me on the right-hand side with no hair from the top of my head to my toes. What I was going through back then, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. You can just imagine 2.5 years of hospital visits. And it was a horrendous time. A friend of mine standing next to me, Johnny Manor, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia. He'd been through a similar situation that I was in, been through the hospital visits. He was in remission at this time, went back playing the highest levels of rugby in Australia. But unfortunately for Johnny, after this photo was taken, his issue came back. He went back into hospital, lost a lot of weight, lost all his hair again. And unfortunately for Johnny, he never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years young, unfortunately. And he had what the doctors would have considered back then or now as the good one, and I had two of the bad ones. So I'm thinking to myself, what hope do I have at more than twice his age, not as fit and healthy, and him at 21 and 23 when we lost him, and here I was at the beginning of this this terrible journey at the age of 44. So at the end of what I went through, I hit my doctors between the eyes, and I asked them what was going to happen moving forward after 2.5 years of what they put me through. And they hit me between the eyes and basically said, well, did say, get your affairs in order. That was a big shock. And at that point, I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health into my own hands and did some research. And research really led to an alkaline diet and to a lot of companies with a lot of good products. So I really tidied up my diet. I knew that was very, very important to get my body heading in the right direction. I took a lot of nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from a lot of good companies from around the world. You would think that my body would have been heading in the right direction, but I can tell you that wasn't the case. This is a photo of me looking after myself for 2 years. So my blood works were still heading in the wrong direction, and I was still in a lot of trouble with my health. This is now 2014. A friend of mine reached out to me, Bart Cotter, and he said, I think I found something that can help. Long story short, I got on a plane in Sydney, Australia, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah. I met Bart in the headquarters of this company called ASEA, and started on their product, started on their Redox cell signaling supplement. And long story short, 3 hours, my body was expelling things from it so fast. I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, I had a caffeine intolerance for 20 years. Any more than 2 coffees, I would be buckled over with discomfort and bloating all day. That problem seemed to have gone away in a very short period of time. In 2 to 3 days, the light bulb went on. I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital, where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. My lungs were functioning perfect just in that short 2 to 3 days. I went back to Australia. I kept drinking the product. Long story short, again, a year later, end of 2015, this is the day the doctors told me no sign of those 2 major challenges. But not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports. Now we're talking about a whiplash injury, 80% use of a shoulder and a hand, back problems, hip problems, pelvic problems. All these things had gone away, which were turning into that debilitating issue, crippling issue as I was getting older. And also 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing and runny nose. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom in 2015. That was my journey back to health. If I fast forward another 2 years, this is 3 years on the product. You can see me looking a lot better. Again, I was definitely feeling a lot better. I always like to go back to a week before I started on the product, 2014. This is the week before I traveled to the US. And what you're seeing on the outside is a reflection of what was going on the inside with me at that time. And 1 year on the product, looking a lot better. And I said, feeling a lot better. What you're seeing on the outside with, being 1 year on the product is a reflection of what was going on the inside. And my complexion is a reflection of what was going on here in this photo, which was 3 years on the product. Bringing everybody back here, let me get rid of this. And before I hand back to Kaleen, things evolved for me throughout the duration of starting on this product. My health started returning. I got incredible results. Waited 5 months, unfortunately, before I started helping others. It became a responsibility to do that and end up, obviously, this purpose-filled mission. There's an incredible opportunity behind this amazing breakthrough. And with that, I'm not going to spoil that. I'll hand back to Kaleen and the guys, and they can tell you all about that. But I can tell you guys, you're in a very, very good place in regards to your health, or if anywhere you want to go financially. Thanks, Kaleen.
Thanks, Dan. That was awesome. So again, if you're here to learn about the product, then you can also, there's a phenomenal account, customer account that you can open up to start your product and get on a good product plan. And we're going to go into a few more specifics on that at the end of this webinar. We're also now going to talk about how you can benefit from sharing this with others. So if you're just here for the product, you can jump off and put your questions in the chat before you go, or you can stay with us and hear really the other intriguing part of the story, which is how we're changing lives around the world. So with that, we're going to bring Stevie back in, and then I will wrap up quickly at the end just to give you some visuals and show you how you can take advantage of all of this. Okay, Stevie, thanks for continuing the story.
Yes, thank you, Kaleen, and thanks very much, Dan. Folks, it is a universal truth and a historical fact that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough, and that has created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of this. And that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. And so ASEA Redox technologies are the world's first and only redox signaling technologies for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than the medical scientists who've worked with ASEA in the background, no one but they have been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before ASEA's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, ASEA can't be copied anyway, because there's no way that anybody is going to be able to look into a bottle of ASEA to figure out how to reverse engineer it. Because there are no secrets in the bottle, because there are trade secrets in the actual making of ASEA. And so it really can't be copied for those multiple reasons. And so that means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. No one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And therefore no other products in the world can do what ASEA does, none of them, because none of them are redox signaling molecules. Nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the body as what redox signaling molecules can. And ASEA is redox signaling molecules. Now, because redox works in everybody, because everybody needs redox, because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, because the body runs on redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody. And because no other products can make these claims, no juice, pill, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, however good it might be, they can't make these claims. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. This is one breakthrough for humanity that is changing a $3 trillion industry. And so this really is an entrepreneur's dream. Now, our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We cannot do that on our own. And so we look for good people to help spread the word. Now, here's how that works very simply. We personally share Redox with others. Along the way, we find and even attract to us others doing the same thing, sharing ASEA Redox with others. Now, this puts you in business for yourself. You can be your own boss. I'll explain how that works in a moment. But you're never in business by yourself, because together we work to improve the productivity of the networks that we've already built and can help you build too, locally, regionally, nationally, internationally, if you want to go that far. Now, ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing Redox with others. So if you're looking for either an extra income, part-time income, full-time income, big-time income, maybe a legacy living income for loved ones and loved ones to come. If you have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, let me tell you, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever your levels of ambitions. And to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality, ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leverage. So you receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. Now, on top, you also received unlimited leveraged income, leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person your contacts and others to no end also refer. There's no limits to how far and wide and many and deep these referrals can go around the world. Now, because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can refer as many people as they like, and because that goes on indefinitely around the world and you get paid for every single purchase, that makes your residual income potential unlimited. We do this type of marketing all the time, but we don't get paid for it all the time. We recommend good movies, TV series, restaurants, cafes, books. People tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. It's called word of mouth marketing, and most people wrongly don't get paid for it. It is the oldest and still today #1 most powerful and effective and trusted and listened to forms of marketing in the world, and most people aren't getting paid for it. Can you believe that? Here at ASEA you do. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries. They've opened up new markets every year up until now. Based on the existing trends, our annual turnover is projected to exceed more than $500 million by the year 2025. Now, residual income is impressive. Residual income, getting paid again and again and again from work that you maybe do just once. Getting paid on your days off, getting paid on your holidays, getting paid while you sleep, getting paid from multiple time zones around the world. That's very impressive. But more so, residual income is important because you have residual bills to pay. Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7, however, must still work to survive at 65, not because they want to work at 65, because they have to work at 65. They're still a slave to the dollar. But worse still, 74 out of every 100 people, 74 are dependent on welfare by 65. Something is obviously going wrong. We're obviously not on a good financial plan. We're on a failing financial plan, at least 81% of us, right? So what's one of the main financial principles that the other top 4% seem to figure out? Well, this is one of many, but one of the key ones. How do you make money that is no longer dependent on a paid by the hour, sacrificing, giving up, selling your precious, can never get back time for money? Labor-intensive or own activity jobs are known as active income. Now, look, the hard truth is that sooner or later you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. Therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. And this is very concerning. It was for me anyway. When I found out about this, I thought, well, my active income already isn't enough as it is. So what happens if I lose it? What happens to my family? Now, this is one of the biggest problems 81% of people get trapped in. And as I said, 74% of them get trapped in it hard. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will be a slave for money until you take the long sleep. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. They're a good place to start for most of us. And if you truly do love your job, keep it. You're blessed. But still find a way to make money outside of your job that's not going to interfere with what you're currently doing, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. Dangerous to your financial security. So if you want to be smart, if you want to be in the right place at the right time, if you're able to recognize a good thing, if you want to decide to take control of your finances, your freedom, your future, your fun, right? If you're not happy with the amount of money that you have, if you're not happy with the way you have to make your money right now, if you have dreams and desires of more, ASEA is a significant opportunity, a very special opportunity to be paid a very significant residual income from the inevitable growth of this global expansion, now to afford you those dreams. Now, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives, and that's what you get to do with a SEER. And in my book, the most important thing. Now, don't get me wrong, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. You can be even rewarded on top with special monthly bonuses and incentives, like all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. I mean, you can have a really great lifestyle here and a really great time, making great friends, family, in fact, really great people. But at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of a SEER. And the proof is in the pudding. The truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars, 17 years worth of powerful research, proving a SEER, those big drug companies offered to pay a SEER huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies also wanted ASEA to shut down, and they wanted everyone taken off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus and Tyler Norton, had the good hearts to see grave concerns and consequences for people if they did that deal. And that was the point. Virtus and Tyler saw people, not profits. They saw people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless, to then these people being able to experience life-changing power with Redox. When Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough out there for humanity, out to the world. And so Virtus and Tyler felt they could not in good conscience sell out. And because they have good consciences, that's why they didn't sell out. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. And that's why you're hearing about this today. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sum of money from the big pharmaceutical companies and decided to go the supplement route rather than the drug route in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available to you and me and everyone without a prescription. And one of ASEA's biggest guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is always demonstrated in all the decisions they make, and that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point to where you can find the answers easily. There's plenty of university studies. There's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see. ASEA is the real deal. But more important than a third-party study is a first-party study. So be happier and healthier. Live younger, stronger, longer. At the very least, use the ASEA Redox products to allow you to live better and healthier. But if you have more in your heart, more dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people to become more, to be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, you can become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. And if you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, like it's been passed on to you, you can better the lives of many, many others, and your life can become better in many, many ways. So thanks very much for spending this time with me. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Kaleen and Dan. Thanks very much. I'll hand it back to you now.
Absolutely. Thank you. And guys, I'm just going to quickly share my screen. We're wrapping up the webinar. If you do have some questions, please put them in the chat box now. And this just takes me a minute to make this a little bigger, so bear with me. As this is enlarging and you see my slide, this is just to show you that this is the product line, bringing it back to the products, right? And I apologize, I will make it as big as I can as soon as my little rainbow wheel stops spinning. But you can see we've got 9 products, and they are all, you know, from the viewpoint of cellular health. And obviously we focused on the Redox molecules tonight, but I just wanted you to see that, and this is a great way to divide it up. Here we go. Is that obviously you can heal from the inside out with the drink. You can heal from the outside in, as you saw the amazing before and after pictures with the topical gel and a great skincare line, if you're looking for that. And also we do have incredible nutritionals. Just a little bit of orientation on the drink when you're ready to get started. We don't just sell it by the bottle, and you wouldn't want to just go to the person that invited you and say, okay, great, I want to try a bottle, I'm in. Because here's the deal, you can see from the bar graph, and this is based on a decade of consumers being on this product. about 10% of consumers will perceive the changes already happening in their body in the first week. And then you're at about 50% after 1 month. So what we ask is that you really do give us a 3-month or a 90-day trial, because you can see that at 3 months, now we've got about 95% of consumers that are feeling the difference that the product is making. Within seconds of you supplementing this drink inside your body, it's already starting to change, but you don't always feel, for example, if it's getting your body to repair your liver, you're not going to necessarily feel that within minutes, right? So trust us that doing that 3-month trial really does make a difference. This is again just showing you the topicals again, and a quick look at the nutrition. We didn't focus on that tonight, but you can certainly go back to the person that invited you. There's a phenomenal video on amazingmolecules.com that's 12 minutes that goes over each of these formulas. What's unique about them is they are food-based, and they also have a built-in patented absorption complex. So what I love about that is you really are what you absorb, not just what you take these days. So no matter what the condition of your digestion or gut health, you are guaranteed to absorb these formulas. So they're worth getting to know about for sure. And they're available in almost all of our markets around the world. This is just a point of orientation too, because obviously the way that you order this product is through the special website that the person that invited you, has. You will sometimes, if you look online like Amazon or eBay, you might see our products. It's not an actual official order line. And the reason for that is we really want to make sure, as you can see from this slide, that you get the product support and education that we promised you. And so if you just randomly buy it somewhere on the internet, you're just getting some product. You may not know the product plan that's right for you, how to take it, all those pieces. When you get it from the person that invited you, it's getting shipped directly from the company. You know it's pure, you know it's not expired, it's safe, and you also get to take advantage of our free product points, which builds up savings for you to get your product even cheaper throughout the year. So it's really quite a bit of value. These are just fun slides. Stevie's already gone over it very well in terms of whatever thought you have on how you'd like to try the product, just being a consumer. We have 2 great consumer accounts, and you can see here, we recommend obviously that you purchase the product at wholesale, because why not save some more money? So you can be a preferred customer and you do get 25% off the full price of the product. And you can see that there's no fee to join and open up that account. The product gets shipped directly to you from the closest warehouse in the world, wherever you're living. So you're guaranteed to get it within 3 to 5 business days. And you get to participate in our free product points. We also have what's called the associate account. And with that, you pay a one-time fee of $40 US or the equivalent to your currency in the country you're living and ordering from. And then once a year, you pay the equivalent of $25 US as an annual renewal fee. And then with the associate account, you do now have the opportunity to share it with others and earn income that could help you minimally just pay for your product, or also give you an opportunity to earn more income. You get the same wholesale pricing. You get the same participation in our loyalty rewards program, or again, free product points. And the other thing that's unique, and I'm going to show you more on the next slide very quickly, is that you get the opportunity on your first order to take advantage of very unique enrollment packages that really give you great savings. And this is worth taking a moment to look at and really understand the value with the person that invited you, because especially if you have family members that want to take the product as well, this sets you up not just on your first order, but throughout the year to be able to really save money on ongoing orders and earning free product back, okay? So you can see these are just quick snapshots. You can customize your first order and ongoing orders using any of our product line. But one of the beauties of this, like you can see with option 1, and this little graph just shows you some of the free things and savings that are built in. You do pay your $40 enrollment fee. You're always, with any of these enrollment packages, if you're ordering at least a case and a half of any of the product, going to get some free sample tubes of the topical gel. And you're also going to be gifted from the start on your account free product points, which is what we call loyalty rewards. And you're going to get awarded an earning percentage. So as you're ordering product ongoing, that 5%, 10%, 15%, what that represents is the percentage of rewards you get back each month. And that builds the longer that you have an account with us. So the idea of the savings is essentially if you order anywhere from, let's say, 2 to 3 cases, you get a particular savings and free product and free product points. If you order anywhere from 4 to 6 cases of any of the product, more savings increase. And the best value is what we call the entrepreneur pack, where you're ordering 8, 9, or 10 cases of product. And the reason that that has great value is your $40 enrollment fee is waived. You're getting a lot more of the topical gel. You're also coming in at a 15% earning rate on free product points, and you earn 150 free product points right away, which is like getting a case and a half of free product. So that savings then continues to build throughout the year as you do your 3 to 6 month trial on the product, okay? Don't feel like you need to understand all that now. It's just giving you the idea that it's worth taking a moment and looking at these enrollment packages. They're phenomenal. And I'm going to end very quickly with a quote from our founder, Vertus Norton. And your beautiful faces are actually blocking some of the quotes. So bear with me while I move the screen around a little bit. Okay, here we go. We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. And I share that quote because, as hopefully we've demonstrated to you today on the webinar, this is not just a breakthrough for humanity. It's an incredible global health project where we as field educators with ASEA are dedicated to making a difference in your life. And we invite you, now that you know this knowledge, that you take it out, you get your questions answered, consider getting started, and help us find other people that are looking for this product and this opportunity. Good. With that, we are ending our webinar.